Hello again. So this time I'm going to walk you through my CSS assignment, which basically is just building off of the HTML assignment. So I'll kind of walk you through what I did here. One of the first steps that I took was to add in this line here that I'm highlighting, the CSS href index CSS, so that I could link my HTML to this over here. And this is where I really put the code syntax so that I can add some effects to the HTML document. So then after doing that, I used ID selectors to style the headers. So you can see here, I still have the same headers, Allison LaJose, mother, wife, student, career, woman, but I added in an ID. So for the Allison LaJose, the ID is name. For the mother, wife, student, the ID is summary. And then you come back over here, and on the name, that's where I set, the color is blue, font size 40, font family Arial, and then set the criteria for the summary too. After I did that, I actually thought it would be cute for the summary to be in italics, so I also went ahead and added this EM tag here just to make it italicized. So then next for the P tag, and I'll bring you back over here. Right here is where I set, the color green, font size, and just kind of set what the text would look like for that. For the background effect, that was actually it was the second thing I did after adding the reference. I kind of worked in these in conjunction. But I added what the background color would be, which when I open the web page, you'll see is like a peachy color. Then we'll scroll down a little bit. I also added in a couple of borders and margins. So you can see here, kind of on the logo, the table. I want to show the image one too. Here for the image, you can see the border and the margin. And again, when you open the web page, you'll see the difference there from adding this syntax code. Next thing I did was add some features. So I added a styled list, a table, and a floating image. And I'll first go through the floating image. So with the floating image, you can now see this big, long code, and that's actually the source code for the image. So I used the logo for the Chicago School of Professional Psychology, and with putting that in here, that's what, kind of what this is all about. And then I also added in a table of my family, so that's this right here. And then I did a styled list, which was actually my favorite part. It doesn't really take you anywhere, but I thought that, it kind of looked cute. And so that's this right here with the home, about, contact. And then if you come back over here, you can see the list style. This is where I set kind of like the colors, the display. Scroll down a little bit more. Font size, so all the logistics or stylistics, I don't know what you want to call it, for that list all comes over to the CSS. So now I will take you to the web page again, and you can see the difference. So the content is the same, it's still, like my name here, mother, wife, student, career, woman, but now this is in blue, the font's different, this is italicized in red like I talked about earlier, the font's different. Here's a style list that we talked about, which was my favorite part of the assignment actually. This is a table of my family members. And this is the floating image that I added. So like in the CSS, I was saying that the P tag, I changed it to green and made the font difference. You can see the text is still the same, but now it's in green. Keep scrolling down here. This is where you can see, the borders and the margins that were put on the images. It's also one here. Oh, and I forgot, you see the background's peach. So that was that background effect that we added. And then, everything else is pretty much the same. So I didn't get really fancy with this assignment, but it really helped me realize kind of, I guess, what my abilities could be. If I did want to get fancy, I think maybe I could. So, thank you.